Okay, let's do it then. So thanks to everyone who is joining the event, and thanks for the sponsors of the event for making possible to have this amazing event and the organization. So let's go for another session in Microsoft 365 Live 2021. And my name is Pedro Reis, and I'm here today with you to provide you an introduction session about what is why Power BI. Let me tell you first a little bit about myself. I am team leader at Natixis, which is a French investment bank, one of the largest in Europe. You have my contacts here at any point if you would like to reach me, or if you have any question. I'll also post them in the end. I am very passionate about Microsoft technology stack, and I'm one of the founders of the Microsoft Power BI Portugal community. We organize many meetups every month, and you guys are most welcome if you also want to come at any of the times that we organize. The objective for today, I want to share with you guys why Power BI and not another tool. There are many amazing BI tools, but why should you pick Power BI? I will share with you a little bit about which are the components that make up Power BI, what is the cost, and how can you learn about Power BI. So these are our four key objectives for today. Let's start with the first one. It's really, maybe you tried Power BI, maybe you didn't. Why should you pick Power BI and try it out? Well, first of all, it's about the things that you can do with it and the beauty and the power of the reports that you can do with it. If you want some inspiration, one great way is to take a look at work that others have done about it. So in my presentation that will be available afterwards, you'll have also a link, or you can just Google it out and search for Power BI Data Storage Gallery. I have it here open. I'll bring it up. So this is the data storage gallery. You can search by featured reports. You can search by any areas that is interesting for you, and you can just explore some of the reports that are available there. This is really to inspire you and see the possibilities. What can you do with the Power BI? So you can open report after report, and you can interact with the data. I completely open a random one that is in the featured gallery, and you can see, you can come here, you can interact with the data. You can just play around and see which kind of charts, which kind of elements you can build. You can go back to the data storage gallery again. You can pick another one, maybe in another area that you want to pick, and then just see what else you can build with it. So I'll come back to it in a minute. Other thing that it's important to know is that Power BI is coming to everyone. What does it mean? Is that first of all, BI was just a thing for IT. It was in the early days of BI, organizations would typically have like just a team or a person who would handle the requests and the insights for business, and it was not a very scalable model. And then in a second wave, to solve this lack of scalability and gap between BI teams and end users, the second approach was to get BI capabilities in the hand of analysts or end users. So people with light technical background that could already create some very nice products. And now the third wave, which is for everyone, the citizen developer, the self-service BI. This is the wave that we're coming, and Power BI releases amazing features that anyone can create content. Of course, no shadow IT, we need to be synced with what IT is doing, but everyone, every citizen has access to data and can build amazing things to serve for their purposes. Other reason to choose Power BI, it's because it's the leader. If you don't know this, this is the Gartner quadrant, which every year analyzes all the business intelligence platforms and rates them in two axes. One, the ability to execute things, and the other one, the completeness of vision. And you can see Microsoft is way, way, way on the top compared to other of the products. There are other products, Lulo, ClickView, they are also amazing, but for sure, if you pick Power BI, you know that for many reasons, it's a top product. It's really a beautiful tool too. It has amazing capabilities, and for users that come from an Excel background, it's very good to do the switch, and there will be a lot of common features that you'll find in the tool. Other thing that why Power BI is very powerful is that it's not only Power BI, it's a complete ecosystem, meaning that you have Power BI for business analytics, You have other thing that is Power Apps for doing application development with no code or very low code. So just drag and drop components and build applications. And then you have Microsoft Flow or Power Automate for automation of your data, just to, for instance, to get messages, get emails, post things on Teams, get things on Teams, send a form, collect the form results, put it on Power BI, these kind of things. It's very powerful. All of this rely on Common Data Service or Dataverse, and there are multiple data connectors. So Power BI natively connects with almost everything that you can think of. You have it done natively. You don't need to develop a custom connector in the most cases. Other winning reason why Power BI is great is the community and the feedback. Microsoft Power BI really listens to the user voice. So if you go to the forum to post ideas, this creates like a kind of a backlog board for the product team to review, to say which new features are under review, which ones are already in the backlog, when are more things coming out. So Power BI Ideas Forum is really great. And then all the communities, dynamic user communities, meetup communities, many events, SQL Saturday, Data Saturday, Microsoft 365 Live, Azure Global, Power Platform Bootcamp, lots of events and communities and people bringing together to make things work for their corporation. So having this said, why to choose Power BI? Let me tell you about what are the key components that make up Power BI. This is the general and the simplified version of the diagram. So you have a program which is Power BI Desktop. It's free. You just grab, you open it up, and you can connect to practically any source of data, Excel, SQL Server, any kind of database that you have. You bring data to Power BI, you do a report, and you publish it to one thing that is called the Power BI service, which is powerbi.com or the cloud, and you make your report available for other users to access this data. So they can access to any kind of the device, mobile, tablet, laptop, anything. And if you want to refresh your data, you have a Power BI gateway, which can refresh your data in the cloud. And also, you can connect it to the original data source so that you don't need any time that you want to do a new report, you don't have to go open Power BI Desktop again and click the refresh there. After you publish your report to the cloud, you can directly refresh it from there. So let's talk about the first element, which is Power BI Desktop. Bring your data to life and completely free. That's amazing that it's a free tool that you can do so much with it and bring reports and produce analytics. The normal flow is you get the data, you shape it, you transform it, you do multiple steps. You then build relationships, drag and drop relationships between entities. This creates, when you, for instance, you pick fields from two different tables, it creates joins between these tables automatically, the model that you define. You can build reports with stunning visuals and very powerful measures using a language which is called X. You can even enrich it and build advanced analytics, AI analytics. You have a lot of custom visuals, you have an entire range of custom visuals, and you can build extended analytics. And then you can publish it and make it available for end users. So what is the common flow? This is a screenshot of Power BI Desktop. The normal thing to create a report is you click on this number one button, Get Data. You select your data source. Then you go to section number 2, which is Edit Queries, where you're going to do further steps. For instance, to delete some columns, to unpivot some columns, to create a custom column, to filter some rows, anything that you want to do to your data to shape it. The third step is after you bring the data, you will do the joins and do the connections between different tables, different entities. Number 3. Number 4, you go to the report tab and you actually build the visuals. After you have data, after you have shaped it, after you have made relationships, you drag and drop from this panel here, from the visualizations and from the tools that will be here, you will just drag and drop stuff and build your reports. And the final thing, when you are ready, you click number 5 and you publish it to the cloud. So this is the general workflow. Talking about the second component, Power BI service. So this is the Power BI cloud. where you can host and organize and share your data. So the normal thing that you do is you build either reports or dashboards. It depends if reports when you want to do more exploration. Dashboards if you want just data at a glance, create dashboards and insights. And also you can make your reports run on a schedule so that they are refreshed every day, every hour, things like that. You can also configure it there. You can organize your content in workspaces. It's basically the same as creating new Teams channels, where you also create a channel, you create a SharePoint document library, things like that. In Power BI, it's pretty much the same. You create a workspace and you organize the content there in the same workspace. And you can even create an app which has multiple reports that are in the same workspace. Then you also create different levels of security in Power BI Desktop, and you attribute these roles that you create. For instance, people that just see data from Europe or from the US or from South America, you create these different roles, and then you assign them to user groups in the cloud. And finally, you do the sharing with other users in your organization. So what is the cost of Power BI? How much does it cost to implement? There are, there is 3 different models. The first one is Power BI Pro, in which you pay per user. So you pay round number $10 per user per month. And when do you need to start paying this? Power BI is completely free, Power BI Desktop. When you publish a report to the cloud and you hit the share button, both you and any user that you are going to share your report with needs to have a Pro license. Otherwise, you don't have any other way to share other than creating publish to web link, which means it's the same as sharing like a Google Sheets link. You publish your report, but it's available on the web if anyone finds the link, which is really not safe. So if you want to share with security, anyone that you share, click share to, needs to have a Power BI Pro account. $10 per user per month. Second option is Power BI Premium, which it's the same as Power BI Pro, but you have extra features. You have improved speed. You have advanced AI. You can build deployment pipelines for DevOps. There are a lot of rich features that you pay double the price, but you get very powerful features. And finally, you can have also Power BI Premium per capacity, which means that you pay per node. So it starts at 5K. And then either you can have 10 users, 500 users, 10,000 users, you pay the same. So what does it mean? You pay a one-time cost for a dedicated capacity, and then each of the users that consume the report there can have a Power BI free license, no cost. They can view the reports. Only the users that develop reports and publish them there need to have a Power BI Pro or a Power BI Premium per user license. Only the developer. So let's say if you have over 500 users in your organization, you get to the point where it's cheaper to have Power BI Premium per capacity. So you can use it, and then you just pay this one-time fee, and every user that you want to distribute can access for free. You just need to extra pay the cost for the developers, the $10 or the $20 per month. So simple as that. So let me go, oops, not this one. Let me go to the next slide. Some learning resources. How can you guys, maybe you heard a lot about Power BI and I shared a bit about it. How can you learn about Power BI? I will throw in a few links. So one great option is Microsoft Learn, and other one is Microsoft Events. The first one is self-paced learning. So you just select a learning part or a course, and you have a set of modules and actions to do online at your own pace. The second option is courses that you register for with a Microsoft partner, and then you can, it's like a full day, like 8-hour event, 4-hour event, 2-hour event. So let me show you a bit about both. So I'll get the browser here. If you're interested, I have a full article in my blog, leadingwithdata.net. You can access it there. And I explain about this. So the part of Microsoft Learn, then the part about Microsoft events, and even some other courses on EDX, Coursera, Udemy, and other things, you have it there. The parts that I explained first, Microsoft Learn, so I think it's this one here. When you open Microsoft Learn, and then you can log in with your account, and you will see you will gain experience points, etc. You can search for either a technology. So let's try Power Platform, and I will search for Power BI. You can find modules or even entire learning paths for Microsoft Power BI. You can then even filter it. I want something to begin that is on the beginner level, so you can filter it out, and then you can search. Okay, so I have a learning path, create and use analytics report with Power BI. Sounds good. You click on it, and then you see here the different modules that you will have in this path, different modules. So as you do it one by one, you will gain this experience points. So this is learn on your own at your own pace. Second thing is events.microsoft.com. Here you can search. Let me try to find something about Power BI. But there are many other things too. For instance, Dashboard in a Day by BA for All on the 2nd of September. So in 7th of September, Dashboard in a Day. So if I click on one of these events and you try to register, I'll try just a random one. It will open a form that you can fill your details, and you see the time, the start and the end time of this event, and what will be done in this one-day event. This is a great way for you to have a free 8-hour day of work to really work on Power BI. And after you do one of these, you will really take your skills to the next level. So my suggestion, these two, Microsoft Learn at your own pace, Microsoft Events for one-day full events to learn it. And in the bottom, you see the link for my blog with a complete description about this. A great way to advance your career in BI and analytics and even in other technologies is a certification. So as you do those learning paths, you are also taking a preparation to maybe one of the different certifications that exist. There is an entire poster that you see here with the different types of certification that exist. You'll find the only one that really exists regarding Power BI is this one, DA100, Data Analyst Associate. You have the link here in my presentation too. And this is a great way to advance your career. You can buy an exam voucher. You can buy it with a one-time repeat in case you are unsure of the level that you are, if you are well prepared. That if you tell you can repeat one time. You have also packs to purchase with the books or with training exams. So there are a lot of different things that you can try out. Certifications are a great way to advance your career. More resources. For instance, the Power BI blog, always to keep updated with the different news that come out. This is a mandatory resource because Power BI has a new version every month. So it's great to keep in sync with this. Another great thing is the YouTube channel of Guy in a Cube. They do 6-7 minute videos every week. Amazing content. It's a mandatory place to keep updated with the news and with great tips for your day-to-day with Power BI. SQLBI.com, the mandatory site if you really want to learn, especially about data modeling and DAX. So this is another great resource. There is a good EDX Power BI course, which is actually quite extensive, I think about 80 hours. I also put the link there in my blog, and you have the link here when you click in this page. Then you also have the Microsoft Guided Learning, which we have seen in the Microsoft Learn, that you can go on your own speed. And finally, if you're curious, try out the Power BI Portugal Meetup group. So just search for Power BI Portugal in the platform Meetup, and you will find the group. We organize events every month. Some of them in Portuguese, some of them in English. So I think that you guys will feel comfortable with the language in any of the cases. Finally, if you want a reference for a more complex architecture diagram, you can see this one created by Dustin Ryan. It's very comprehensive. And it's much more complete than the first one, the basic components that I shared in the beginning. And finally, I will leave you my contacts. If you have any questions, just put it in the chat, and I'll leave just the very last few minutes if you guys want to share any question or any curiosity about Power BI. I hope that you guys were able to catch some resources that can help you in this path, because in 30 minutes you are not going to know a lot of Power BI, but at least I hope that you see resources where you can develop your skills. So thank you very much, guys, for the invite, and I'm open for any questions.
Thank you, Pedro. Wow, your sessions are always on time. Appreciate it. For now, we don't have a question for you, but thank you very much for participating in the chat in case anyone has any question. Okay. Thank you too. Thank you for sharing with this amazing content with our community. We are very happy for your participation here.
All right. Thank you very much for having me today. And if you guys enjoyed the session or want to know a bit more about DAX, I will have another session tomorrow with another co-speaker. It will be DAX for the SQL guy. And if you're interested to know how to do DAX, and you can even try it out at the same time in the session in the browser, so you can come to the session tomorrow and give it a shot.
Yeah. Thank you, Pedro.
Thank you. My pleasure. I'm here. If any question comes up in the chat, I'll try to answer it in the chat. Other than that, I wish you all a continuation of a great event and a great day, guys. Thank you.